Welcome back, honour members. Before we went for health break, I had recognized Nkota Central, and you have 20 minutes, Honourable. After Nkota Central, then I'll pick another 3.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for recognizing the people of Nkota to make their maiden speech in the August House, but also to respond to the State of Nation address that was made by the State President, Professor Alpha Peter Mutharika. I would like to, as part of my maiden speech, congratulate the people of Nkota Central constituency for electing a very intelligent MP who is also visionary, brave and wise. And I believe that the next 5 years will be a period to reckon for the constituency. And I'd also like to thank them at the same time, from Kandele to Chizuma, from Malingachanzi to Mphonde, from Sungu to Nkota Game Reserve, from Chamakui to Bua, for giving a very young boy, which they raised, this huge responsibility to lead thousands of lives that all look up to me for leadership, guidance, and representation. I thank them all, and some of them coincidentally are here as students up there. I also thank them particularly. Mr. Speaker, sir, I understand the President's address did not touch on everything that needs to be addressed for us as a nation, and that ordinarily our response ought to be focused only to those matters that the President raised. But I beg your pardon to allow me, in the course of commenting on the SONA, to also raise issues that were not contained in the SONA, in the spirit of nation building and objective representation. Firstly, Mr. Speaker, on the SONA, I think it was a very good speech in terms of its size, because we're coming from a background where we have had long poems recited from that podium with very little or too little action to follow up to that. But the President's speech was so concise, and what we expect now is that whatever was stated in the speech will be followed up with action, because Malawi is never short of leaders with beautiful speeches. Malawi has never been short of leaders who seem to know what we need and what we lack, but just can't fill in that gap. Malawi is never short of presidents who, in their first speeches, have raised hope. We have always had hope, even from the worst of our presidents. In their first speeches, they have raised hope in us, but that hope has always faded away as we go along. My prayer and hope is that APM has nothing to lose this time around, and all he has is a legacy to create and leave behind, and so he shall live to implement whatever is contained in his manifesto and what was said in his speech. Going forward with the speech, I'd like to touch on a few issues. First, the issue of hunger. We seem to be, as a nation, struggling with hunger each and every year. And for a person who understands what Malawi is, it's unfathomable to imagine that we can't feed ourselves year in, year out, when we have a freshwater lake that extends from Karonga to Mangochi. And we have so many other smaller water bodies that are bordering fertile soils, but we can't just find a solution to do away with the hunger problem once and for all. Now, I'd like to propose that although as a short-term remedy, it's a good idea to have emergency maize purchase, as the president said in his speech. But going forward, I'd like to imagine a nation where we have constructed very huge reservoir dams along our lake, so that if we cannot have enough harvest from the natural rain or natural water, at least we can have harvest from irrigation. I'm saying this bearing in mind that in 2022, our lake flooded. It flooded to the extent that huge structures, tourism structures that lie along the lake were demolished. You have the example of Ekaya in Mangochi, which was submerged in water. In Nkhotakota, we had in Nkhotakota Pottery Lodge, which was submerged in water. In Mangochi, so many houses were demolished because the lake was overflowing. But all that water went downstream to Indian Ocean because we couldn't harvest it as a nation. Now, going forward, why can't we have in place plans to construct huge reservoir dams so that we harvest that water? Every time we have excess rains, we harvest the water, and later we use it for irrigation so we can stop this hunger song once and for all. It's embarrassing that we have water all around us, fed our soils, and yet we cannot feed ourselves. Very embarrassing. On education, the president did say that fees or some aspects of school fees in secondary schools are going to be abolished, which is a good step and bold one to take, considering the financial and economic background this country is coming from and that we are in, of course. But I believe that an isolated policy that does not have another policy to support it and to speak towards the same direction does not help matters. And by that, what I mean is we can have free education from primary school to secondary school, even to university. But if you don't have a policy or a law that compels children to stay in school for as long as they need to, then that policy is useless. So what we have in Malawi is free education in primary school, and now you're talking about almost free education in secondary school. But when you drive today, 8 a.m. going to Salima, you will find in Doha, children as young as 12 are already dressed in Gulewankulu on a school day. If you drive to Mulanje, you get to Nkando, children as young as 11, 8 are selling paper bags at the marketplace on a school day. And it's the same situation across the nation. So to what end is the free education policy? How does it benefit us? For me, this policy must be coupled or punctuated with other policies or laws that compel parents to keep their children in school for as long as we need them in school. One must not drop out of school just by their wish. No. When school is free, there is no reason to allow somebody to drop out of school. So for me, Mr. Speaker, and I hope this goes to the Minister of Education instantly, and I hope this is related to the President, we need a law very quickly that makes it criminal for a young child to drop out of school before they get to at least some tertiary institution. Even if they don't pass, staying in school for as long as they need is important. It's going to deal with a lot of problems, including early marriages, including the booming population, which now we can't handle, including the enormous skin on the streets. All these can be dealt with by that policy or law. And as a nation, for us, we have to take a step. If we can't take it now, we are doomed. Because if the population or a chunk of our population that is uneducated is bigger than those that are educated, we're going to be overrun. And the country will be chaotic, too difficult to manage or to govern. Everyone will be like that chair from the Limbi market, and there will be chaos. So before we get to that point, let us take a step. Let's have a law. On health, I noticed that the president talked about making drugs available, medical drugs available in hospitals. And that passage was just 2, if not 3 sentences. It was so quick. It was just an instruction to relevant institutions to take steps, but the president did not elaborate what steps would be taken. The president also seemed not to pay attention to the fact that most of our hospitals don't have ambulances. And as I speak in Nkhotakota, the MP has been, so to say, an ambulance provider. This is what should have been done by the government. Our role as MPs should have been to go to the hospital, to go to the DC, and inquire why ambulances are not functioning, not to provide ambulances. But because we have let the situation be and normalize, government has forgotten about ambulances in hospitals. So I think as we think about making drugs, medical drugs available in hospitals, it is also important that at the same time, we talk about the transportation in hospitals, because not all hospitals have the same capacity. Others are undercapacitated, and when a patient is at a particular level, they need to be transported to a better hospital, and that needs transportation, and MPs can be doing that every now and again. So as we resolve this problem, you also want to think about that. Mr. Speaker, sir, the president did not mention about transport, but I'd want to make a touch on that, particularly coming from Nkhotakota. One of the issues to do with the transport and public works in general is what was raised by my brother from Likoma about a JIT. In Nkhotakota, I think we need a JIT more than any other district does, because we had a very disastrous accident where tens of lives were lost. That must be in 2020 at Kariba JIT, where people were trying to board the Ilala in very rough waters, and their boat capsized, and we lost lives and property. And that has given a shock to the tourism industry, where not many people are as willing to come to Nkhotakota or use the route from Nkhotakota to Likoma. But it has also affected trade, because Nkhotakota supplies a lot of food to Mozambique and Likoma via that route. And if this is not resolved in time, we think we are being neglected as people of Nkhotakota. So as we spend this budget, and the government is making plans to come with the new budget, we'd like to ask the Minister of Transport and Public Works and the government at large to consider prioritizing a JIT at Kariba in Nkhotakota. I understand some surveys were already done, and a contractor was consulted that time, but since then the project has stalled, and I'll be knocking at your doors every now and again, because this is what the people of Nkhotakota Central sent me to do. They did not send me to take your coffee, which does not have any taste at all. On the same, Mr. Speaker, sir, Nkhotakota is receiving a road that was, whose construction was initiated by the MCP government in 2020. I give them credit for that, despite everything else. But that road now faces two hiccups. The first hiccup is that there is the fuel shortage, which has affected the supply of fuel for construction. And the second hiccup is that we are getting towards the rainy season, and the progress doesn't seem to be so good. I would like to appeal to the Minister of Transport and Public Works, one, to provide special arrangement for fuel to the Nkhotakota Road project, so that construction works do not stall even when fuel is not in good supply. And secondly, that, if possible, you provide extra labor so that people there work 24/7. It doesn't make sense when you have lights, you have electricity, but you travel on that road, as urgent as that project is, nobody is working at night, people are sleeping. That's not how progressive countries work. Those that have been to China and other countries, people don't sleep. Economies must not sleep, and so must not do their public works. So we appeal, and this appeal is very urgent, to the Minister of Transport and Public Works. Uncle Jab is sitting there. Is it you? Whoever it is, help us with that so that we see progress. There are certain areas that are so difficult to... whoever it
Honorable, we refer to our colleagues by their constituency name, but I'll let that pass since we all haven't memorized the constituencies. But you can refer to him as the leader of the House. Proceed, Honorable. Much obliged,
Mr. Speaker. You may wish to sit down because an intelligent person is speaking. On AIP, Mr. Speaker, sir. On AIP, Mr. Speaker, sir. I would like to thank the President for making efforts to have 1,100,000 Malawians access farm input products. I think looking at the economy, that's not a bad deal. But I would like to warn that this time around, Mr. Speaker, sir, the government should make sure that there are no robber-robbers involved. IIP has always been tangled with this problem, where the route between, or the path between the provider and the beneficiary is always intercepted by robber-robbers. We don't want a robber-robber. We want AIP that gets to the beneficiary quickly and in time. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would also want to appeal to the government through the Ministry of Agriculture to make sure that the farm inputs are in the people's homes in time. Rains in most parts of the south and center fully begin by mid-December. And if we can't have IIP by mid-December, we should be heading towards a disaster. So I would like to appeal to government to expedite the process of procurement and supply.
Consider winding up.
Thank you. I would also like to appeal to the Minister of Agriculture to open more access points, like in Kotawa Central Constituency. We would appreciate if we had an access point at Lozi, an access point at Bauti, around Kasamba area, and another access point at Chipato, so that people can easily access the farm inputs. In terms of the youth loans, Mr. Speaker, sir, Kotawa Central is very excited about it. As you may know, that I'm a champion of youth empowerment through investment and business. And I launched my campaign on a number of projects that are aimed at empowering youth, including the production of watermelons, production of rice. So the mentioning of loans, 100 million kwacha coming to each constituency, excited me. My only prayer is that this would be realistically accessed by those that need to access it. On 5 billion Malawi kwacha going to each constituency, as I wind down, Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to appeal first that the 5 billion must not just be on paper. It's my first time to be in Parliament, but I hear news that sometimes a term can elapse without the budgeted money being spent because the money came late. Other times, it doesn't even come. I appeal that the 5 billion must
with these few remarks.
And finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to ask the government that the 5 billion Malawi kwacha going to each constituency must be just a starting step. In the future, the government must consider putting in place a law in the Local Government Act provision that every district must harvest its own revenue and spend part of it in the district. In Kota, Ilovo pays a lot of revenue to the government, but the people have a very small benefit from it. What if we collected our own revenue from Ilovo, spent it on our needs, and share the remainder with Capitol Hill for it to still better after we have spent our part? With those few remarks, Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to thank and congratulate you on being appointed as Speaker. And I thank APM for promising hope to Malawians. Thank you so much.
Point of correction.
Thank you so much.
Point of correction.
I'll take Honorable Lilongwe Mpenu Nkoma. I'll take Honorable Blantyre Site.
Sochi Zingwangwa.
Blantyre?
Sochi Zingwangwa.
Sochi Zingwangwa.
Yes.
And I'll take the Honorable Minister of Health and my sister at the end, Honorable Koswese.
Mulanje Southeast.
Zomba.
Ole.
No, the Honorable
Sondole.
Lady MP.
Yes.
Sondole?
Yes.
Yeah, in that order. But I see Government Whip. I'll come to you, Honorable. Let me, before we go, let me give the whip.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for giving the people of Nankaga an opportunity to speak. Mine, Mr. Speaker, is a point of correction. The honorable member for Nkhotakota Central area in his maiden speech indicated that the president's speech did not touch on certain aspects that we need to recover as a country. I need to remind this House, Mr. Speaker, that effective sonars are like miniskirts, short but covering all the necessary areas. So, what was delivered in this House by His Excellency the State President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, is a dosage that we need as a sick country to recover. He covered all the necessary areas, and that is in order. The other dosages will come as we proceed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, Government Whip. Let's, honour members, let's proceed. Starting with Lilongwe Mpenu. Yours is not maiden speech, so you have 10 minutes. Proceed, Honourable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for granting the people of Lilongwe Mpenu an opportunity to contribute to the address by the State President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika. Let me begin by, like others have done before, congratulating you, Mr. Speaker, sir, on your ascendancy to the office of the Speaker. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to thank the people of Lilongwe Mpenu for trusting me once again and sending me back to this House to represent them. I'm truly grateful to them, and I do not take this for granted. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me at this juncture, before I address or I contribute directly to the address by the President, allow me to join the call coming from the leader of UTM in this House for a fresh investigation into the tragedy that befell this nation. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to agree with her that what happened was a big tragedy. And Mr. Speaker, sir, the lives that we lost were important, and particularly when you consider that one of the lives that we lost was the State Vice President. And Mr. Speaker, sir, I am aware that in his first address to the nation by the State President from his Nyambadwe residence, when asked by a reporter whether he had plans to launch a fresh investigation into the tragedy, the President responded saying he didn't have plans, but he will wait for his Minister of Justice to advise him. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to state here that DPP administration is a just arbiter in this whole thing, because they come in as an independent entity. I know for certain that the previous campaign rode on the tragedy that befell this nation. And our friends on the other side preyed on the gullibility of many to advance and propagate lies around the tragedy. And I am certain that the DPP administration will do their best to make sure that a fresh investigation is launched so that we know the truth about what happened. It is in our interest, Mr. Speaker, sir, we on this side, that we also know exactly what happened, because the three reports coming from investigations were dismissed by our colleagues. I am aware that the Minister of Justice did indicate that he will be reviewing the reports that will come to his desk this week. If I would quote one Albert Einstein, Albert Einstein once said, insanity could be defined as doing things the same way again and again, expecting different results. Whilst I respect the decision by the Minister of Justice to review the reports that will be sent to his desk, our interest is, or rather, we would like to join our colleagues to call for fresh investigation into the tragedy, so that we can have a closure as a nation.
Honorable, I have a point of order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, now allow me.
There's a point of order. There's a point of order. Zomba Central.
Zomba City North, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you for giving the floor to Zomba City North to raise a point of order. Is it in order, Right Honorable Speaker, that the member holding the floor should propagate that this side said lies? Is lying an honorable word, Right Honorable Speaker?
Honorable, indeed, lies is unparliamentary. If you could withdraw that word and maybe replace it with something more parliamentary.
Point of order. Point of order.
Point of order.
Is it Karonga Nyungwe?
Yes, Right Honorable Speaker.
Then Zomba Malosa.
Right Honorable Speaker, is it in order that the honorable member who is holding the floor is giving response to this response of our leader, Honorable Kariati, instead of giving his response to the state president?
Indeed, he should address the chair, and let's stick to what we are doing, honourable members. Let's not divert. We are responding to the president's address, and let's stick to that. A last point of order, Honourable Zomba Malosa.
Right Honorable Speaker, I think it was on the same thing, because the honorable member kept on discussing something on Mulanje West speech. So I wanted also to comment on the same thing. Yes, he has taken almost 5 minutes commenting on Mulanje West response, which is not right. Let him deal with the SONA, not what Mulanje West said. Thank you.
Thank you, honourable members. Honourable Lilongwe Mpenu, consider also winding up.
Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I've only used 5 minutes of my 10 minutes. Please.
Chair. You have 3 minutes, which you were disturbed. I'm giving you 3 minutes.
I've only used 5 minutes, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yes. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, sir. Again. Oh, only 2. You are supposed to allow 2 points of order, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Honorable Mulanje West, I can only take 2, which I've exhausted. But as soon as Honorable Lilongwe Mpenu is finished, I'll give you the point of order. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me at this point to now comment on the President's address. I must say, Mr. Speaker, sir, that the first step towards treating an ailment is correct diagnosis. In this regard, the President did diagnose the challenges, the problems, the ailments that this nation is going through. And Mr. Speaker, sir, we must also understand that this nation was made pregnant with expectation from the promises that our colleagues made during the campaign time. And I do appreciate that right now they are still enjoying some honeymoon. But the clock is ticking on them because the nation is still expecting. Mr. Speaker, sir, I am aware of the promises that our colleagues made. For example, they made a promise that school fees in secondary schools would be abolished effective September 2025. And Mr. Speaker, sir, let me say this. When somebody begins explaining a statement that they made yesterday, it means they were lying. Because facts do not need explanation.
Honorable, you have used that word again, and your time is also up. Please withdraw that word and wind up.
Mr. Speaker, sir, as I wind up, Mr. Speaker, sir, I know that students in the public universities are waiting for free food just like we used to receive. Just like we used to receive.
With these few remarks, but please withdraw the word lies.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I withdrew the word lies and replaced with untruths. As I conclude, Mr. Speaker, sir, students in public universities today are waiting for free food, just like we used to receive when I was in the university. And, Mr. Speaker, sir, let me say this, that as a nation, we wish the DPP administration well. We expect them to deliver, because the Malawian voter today has become more shrewd, has become more clever, and they will not take promises for an answer. What they expect is action, action, and more action.
Thank you.
I submit, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you. Honorable Mulanje West, you had a point of order.
Thank you so much, the Right Honorable Speaker. My name was mentioned, and was it in order for the honorable member to debate my speech? Yet we are debating the speech of the President. But also, is it in order for the honorable member to talk about the untruth issues when people were told to wait for 4 hours, and when people were told in the northern region, people not to go search, yet the place of the incidents were just walking distance, were just a few kilometers, and people were able to see from the road. And why is it that the honorable member is talking about the lies or untruth, and yet people were able to see the place of just closer to where the incident happened? And when is he aware that this person was a vice president, when he didn't even take action when he was a secretary general to see to it that it is important to continue searching the whole night when we lost the other person? Thanks so much, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mwazuka?
Leader.
Right Honorable Speaker, there was an insinuation that we are on this side probably still in honeymoon. I wanted to assure my honorable colleagues on that side that the president was abundantly clear that there will be no honeymoon. And I would want to be very emphatic. There's no honeymoon on this side. That is why, Speaker, you see that some of the ministers are not here. They are actually in action, making sure that we build this country out of its current quagmire. No honeymoon, I repeat. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Leader. I had recognized Blantyre Sochi. Honorable, since it's your maiden speech, you have 15 minutes.
Oh,
thank you, Mr. Speaker.
There was a point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Point of order.
The honorable member who resumed the seat replaced the word lies with untruth, which is exactly the same thing. He must withdraw that word completely.
The word lies was withdrawn, and unless you had reason to ask for a withdrawal of the word untruth, would have looked into that, Honorable, but it was withdrawn. Let's proceed. Blantyre Sochi.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for granting the people of Blantyre City, Sochi, Zingwangwa constituency a chance. Before I say anything else, allow me to thank the Almighty God for the gift of life, strength, and the opportunity for me to stand in this house. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would also like to thank my parents who raised me with discipline, faith, and the belief that greatness comes through service. I would also wish to thank the people of Blantyre, Sochi, Zingwangwa constituency, my campaign team, youth, women from the constituency, the chiefs, for believing in me to represent the constituency. And now, let me congratulate His Excellency the President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, for delivering this year's State of the Nation address with clarity, humility, and vision. I also extend my congratulations to you, Mr. Speaker, sir, your deputy speakers, all cabinet ministers, my fellow honorable members of parliament, on your election and appointment to serve the people of the beautiful republic. Mr. Speaker, sir, I stand here deeply humbled by the trust placed in me by the people of Blantyre, Sochi, Zingwangwa constituency. And I wish to salute my predecessor, Honorable Lipipa, for his service to our constituency and to this house. I rise not as one who has merely read about the struggles of Malawians, but as one who has worked with them in the markets, in the classrooms, in the ghettos of our towns, everywhere. Mr. Speaker, sir,
The past 5 years have been marked by a series of crises, which our country, I think, in my view, was not prepared. A financial crisis, social crisis, political crisis, food crisis. But over the past 5 years, we've also had a leadership crisis, in my view. But all these, Mr. Speaker, sir, have overshadowed a deeper wound, a crisis of justice and truth, a crisis of love. As a consequence, we do not trust each other in Malawi. Even in this house, the silent rules suggest that we must not trust each other. Even outside the chamber, we speak, we greet each other, but there's an underlying rule that there's a line that we cannot trust each other beyond something. And this is a culture that it goes even in our communities. Block leaders don't trust each other, chiefs don't trust each other, voters don't trust each other. So I feel, in a way, this is something we need to address beyond speeches. It is time to rebuild that trust, to speak the truth, not to divide, but to deliver. As the prophet Amos declared, let justice roll down like waters, and righteousness like an overflowing stream. That, Mr. Speaker, sir, must be the spirit that guides this House. That justice, truth, and love must flow freely again in Malawi. On economy, Mr. Speaker, sir, His Excellency spoke with honesty about the fragile state of our economy. Inflation at 28.2%, forex scarcity and rising debt at 21.6 trillion. And these are not just numbers on paper. They translate into hunger, unemployment, and hopelessness in our communities. So I was asking myself, what does this mean to a student? What does this mean to the ghetto? What does this mean to a woman in Zingwangwa, Baluti? To a young man in Malawi? It could mean suicide. It could mean prostitution. It could mean defeat. It could mean anything. As a youth leader, I must emphasize economic stagnation means no jobs, no innovation, and no future for our young people. Malawi cannot continue to be being a consumer economy when our graduates remain vendors and our farmers remain poor. This is not time to despair. It's not time for despair. It is call to action. The challenges before us are not beyond our creativity, nor are they greater than our collective capacity to solve. Let us shift, Mr. Speaker, sir, from consumption to production, from importing everything and making something. Let us anchor recovery of the creative energy of youth. Empower youth-led agro-enterprises, small industries, and digital startups. Mr. Speaker, sir, I do believe if we equip our youth with tools, credit, markets, they will turn this economy around. Youth are the major stakeholders of our economy. Youth do not want handouts. They want a fair chance to build. They want a chance to actualize their potentials. On education, Mr. Speaker, sir, 35 years ago, Malawi's education system was stronger than it is today. University students ate free meals in cafeterias and could focus on their dreams. Today, many go to bed hungry. Some of our young women, out of desperation, have had to master the tragic art of entertaining blessers just to survive. Education must not be a privilege, it must be a pathway. Free secondary education, Mr. Speaker, sir, is a bold start, but free must not mean empty. Let us invest in teachers, in labs, digital learning, in technical skills, because education is not an expense. It is a seed of justice and progress. On constituency development, Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to speak for my people. Our roads in Chitawira and Kolokosa, Manja, Naperi, Sochist, Zingwango are a disaster. And this is right in the heart of the city of Blantyre. We pray this administration, appealing to the Minister of Lands, Housing, and also the Minister of Local Government. Most of the houses, the property in these areas are Malawi housing properties, and we also pay city rates. And there's usually a tug of war between the Minister of Housing and Lands and local government as to who is in charge of, working on the roads. And the Honorable Minister of Local Government, he's very familiar with these areas. We've been there for years together. They're in bad state. Mr. Speaker, sir, at Zingwango Health Center, we have a sorry situation. Women at the maternity wing, sometimes they deliver on the floor. We don't have enough beds. And I think me giving a blind eye to this point, this fact is not doing my constituency justice. Water, the most basic necessity. It remains a serious crisis in my constituency. In a commercial city that is supposed to be the hub of business, we are not supposed to be having challenges, water challenges. In all these townships I've mentioned, we go sometimes 2 weeks without water. So it is a right. Water is not charity. Water is a form of justice. It is a right enshrined in the Sustainable Development Goals, and it must be honored. I commend the President for the 5 billion Constituency Development Fund. This decision is progressive, but I echo the calls from across the House. Let us resolve the issues between MPs and councillors urgently, so that this fund works for the good of all of us. Mr. Speaker, sir, on 10 June, I rise with a heavy heart to echo the call made by the Honorable Leader of UTM for a commission of inquiry, a fresh one, into the events of 10 June. I think our nation is divided into two. There are those who believe it was an accident, and there are those who believe it was an engineered accident. Both sides, they've got so much to say. However, Mr. Speaker, sir, a fresh commission of inquiry gives us 2 things. One, closure to the whole nation, and probably redemption. Redemption for those who appear to be suspects when they might not be suspects. So, to echo the cause, we need a fresh commission of inquiry, because there are a lot of questions that were not answered. There was a lot of distortion of facts around 10 June. There was a lot of misinformation from the government side, especially those who are clapping now. So, a fresh commission of inquiry is a must, Mr. Speaker, sir, if I might use that word. On youth empowerment and opportunity, Mr. Speaker, sir, the youth of this country are not a problem. They are the promise of this country. I applaud the President's decision to allocate 100 million for both women and youth. The initiative can transform local economies. However, to make it effective, I propose that probably each constituency should have a youth innovation hub where we should have training, mentorship, and where these grants or loans could be administered under the members of parliament. This will ensure that the beneficiaries of these loans are equipped and trained to make the best use of the loans. I would suggest probably we partner with financial institutions like FINCA, but I think the minister involved could see how they could work around it. But at constituency level, it would be key for young people to know, to have a door they can knock on to access these loans, to access training and capacity building. Empowerment alone, Mr. Speaker, sir, does not end at funding. It doesn't stop and start with funding. We must invest in digital skills training, technical colleges that should teach modern trades, the youth cooperatives. I think this is in line with the innovation hubs we might set up, we are suggesting. When we trust young people with opportunity, they repay us with innovation, energy, and results. On national unity, Mr. Speaker, sir, to echo the President, let us remember development has no party colors. Hunger, unemployment, and broken infrastructure do not ask which side one sits on. We can disagree in debate, but we must unite in purpose. This is not a time for division, this is a time for delivery. And lastly, to echo the UTM leader in the House and on behalf of the people of Sochi Zingwangwa, we pledge our full support to His Excellency the President and to his administration, to his government. Because it is in our best interest and in Malawi's best interest that the President and the government should deliver for our people. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, sir, our nation stands at the crossroads between cynicism and courage, between talk and transformation. Let us choose courage, let us choose truth, let us choose action. As a son of the ghetto, as a son of Malawi, as a son of the soil, I pledge to work with the government, the President, and I pledge to work with everyone. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much, Honorable. Recognized Honorable Zimba North, Zimba Kafukule, who happens also to be our own Minister of Health. Congratulations, Honorable Minister.
Thank you.
Please, since it's also your maiden speech, you have 15 minutes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir. Firstly, the people of Mzimba-Kafukule would like to congratulate the President, Professor Peter Arthur Mutharika. Would like to congratulate you, Mr. Speaker, sir, the first Deputy Speaker and the second Deputy Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, the people of Mzimba-Kafukule would also like to thank the President for the inclusive cabinet. It's my maiden speech. You are disturbing my maiden speech, please.
Honorable Lilongwe Msozi, we are not yet there. When we get there, I'm sure the leader of the House knows what to do. You want to extend now? Proceed, leader.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that we waive standing orders in order for the House to extend time to enable the Honorable Minister of Health to finish her maiden speech. I beg to move.
Honourable members, we have a motion on the floor. A motion to extend time in order for the minister holding the floor to finish her maiden speech. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary view say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, and the leader of the House for granting me an opportunity to continue my speech. I was just congratulating you, Mr. Speaker, the first deputy and the second deputy. The people of Mzimba-Kafukule are also thankful for the inclusive cabinet that the President constituted. In this cabinet, we can see that it is a cabinet that goes beyond party colors. It is a cabinet that goes beyond geographical boundaries. It is also a cabinet that is very gender sensitive. We can see women, we can see youth, We can see everybody in this cabinet. To comment on the SONA, Mr. Speaker, sir, you may wish to know that Mzimba Kafukule is a newly demarcated constituency. And being a newly demarcated constituency, it has gone into the history of this nation that the member holding the floor currently is the first MP for Mzimba Kafukule to ever exist. This means the people of Mzimba Kafukule have entrusted a woman, and not just a woman, but a young woman, to represent them. And today, they are very excited to learn that their thoughts are in line with the president's SONA, with the president's thoughts, because the president has demonstrated that he has trust in women and he has trust in the youth to be the leaders of today and not leaders of tomorrow. The women in Mzimba Kafukule, they thought when electing a fellow woman, it means they are correcting some of the gaps that have been there in terms of accessing loans, in terms of the help that they need. As you are aware, Mr. Speaker, most of the economic challenges affect women more. We have seen that there are challenges in all sectors. When we talk of health as a sector, women bear a burden. Even you can agree with me that when men in our houses are sick, it is the women that carry them to the hospital. When they go to the hospital and there is no medicine, it is a burden that goes directly to the woman. So for them, the people of Mzimba Kafukule are excited because from this point onwards, especially in the next coming budget, they will be able to have their own 100 million that can be used to improve their livelihood, that can be used for economic empowerment. This is not mean achievement. This is something that has never happened in Malawi, and the people of Mzimba Kafukule are grateful. Secondly, the youth. The youth have been used as conduits to violence. And most of the times, the youth have been cheated to think that when we do bonanzas, that's when we are keeping them happy. It has taken the president of Malawi to consider the youth with the 100 million from the coming financial year, that they can be able to do livelihood activities that would enable them to contribute positively to the economy of Malawi. Mr. Speaker, sir, kwatu tikuti hivi vindachitikepo. Vindachitikepo, and the people of Mzimba Kafukule are very happy. I will not do myself justice if I sit down, Mr. Speaker, sir, without commenting on the 5 billion that the president, through the SONA, has said it has to trickle down to the constituencies. Mr. Speaker, sir, majority of us here in this house have been meeting before. And we've been meeting during campaign when most of us were shadows. We were meeting kumamochari, konyamula maliro. You go to Central Hospital, you will find ambulances that have been procured by the honorable members in this house. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm commenting on the 5 billion that has been allocated. If in this 5 billion that has been allocated, only a percentage can go to health, you will see that each and every constituency can manage a proper ambulance. And it will take a very small percentage. We have seen ambulances that have contributed to maternal death. We have seen ambulances that are moving around the constituencies that have just been taken from the garage, panel beaten here and there, and then it's a death trap. We have seen referrals, people dying when they are being transferred from constituencies to central hospitals. We are saying with the 5 billion, it is an amount. There was an honorable member who mentioned about the transport issues. But we are saying the 5 billion will sit in our constituencies. This is an opportunity that even healthcare can improve at constituency level. In terms of food security, the people of Mzimba-Kafukule are hardworking, Mr. Speaker, sir. You can today go to Madise, Engutwini, Kapando, Kafukule. You will see that the people are hardworking. They have their own farms. However, last year there was a disaster. The disaster that the Minister of Agriculture mentioned, it affected the whole nation. There were dry spells, erratic rainfall, and the people of Mzimba-Kafukule have also been affected. They have trust in the leadership that the Minister of Agriculture, who is my sister, is going to extend food support even to the people of Mzimba-Kafukule. And the people of Mzimba-Kafukule know and are assured that through this government, they are going to bounce back and continue depending on themselves. Mr. Speaker, sir, the only time the people of Mzimba-Kafukule benefited and enjoyed from a tarmac road was during the DPP regime. There was a tarmac road that was built a long time ago from Ikwendeni to Ezondweni. Mr. Speaker, sir, after that, there hasn't been any development in terms of a road. And it is the hope of Mzimba-Kafukule that this time around, because the government they have always trusted and that has always remembered them is back into government. It is the hope of Mzimba-Kafukule through the minister responsible that this road, which used to be an M1 road, it has its own economic benefit. It is going to upgrade this road from Ezondweni via Kafukule to Mzalangwe as it was done previously under DPP regime. Mr. Speaker, sir, the people of Mzimba-Kafukule are happy. The people of Mzimba-Kafukule are anxious. The people of Mzimba-Kafukule are aware that with this current government and with the promises and activities that are happening under this government, they are going to benefit a lot. With that being said, I would like to salute the President of Malawi, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika. The people of Mzimba-Kafukule have sent me to thank the President for his consideration to give one of the cabinet minister role to Mzimba-Kafukule as the Minister of Health. This achievement is not just for the people of Mzimba-Kafukule. It is for whole Malawi. It is the hope of women out there, and it is the hope for all young people out there. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to also salute you for giving me this opportunity. With these few remarks, the people of Mzimba-Kafukule support the SONA. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Health. Honorable members, before I suspend the House for lunch break, let me announce that we have visitors in the gallery. These are our students from Linga CDSS. They've accompanied their MP in Kota Central. Please rise, Honorable. And our students, stand so that we can see you and wave at your honorable member. Beautiful. You are most welcome to Parliament. You may take a seat. Honourable members, I also have two announcements to make. First, I wish to inform the House that my office has received communication from the government side that Honourable Shadrack Namaromba MP, Minister of Information and Communication Technology, is now the Deputy Leader of the House. May I take this opportunity to congratulate and thank the Honourable Minister for his appointment to the new position. Secondly, I wish to inform the House that my office has observed from the sitting plan that some members on the government side have been allocated seats which do not have necessary chamber gadgets. Specifically, members sitting on seat numbers from 117 to 129.
Business.